All right, hey there, Rivet crew. Happy Wednesday. We are doing the Bergeron DBeep test today. What this is a challenge for you to try and keep up with the clock with 3 different movements, 7 reps of each, every minute on the minute for as long as you can. Each minute, we are doing 7 thrusters, 7 ground to overheads, and 7 burpees. Right? Ideally, we're getting this done in less than a minute. We rest for the remainder of the minute and then do it again the next minute, the next minute, the next minute. We're trying to do this for as long as possible. We're shooting for a minimum of 7 minutes, 7 rounds, hoping for at least 10 and maybe even more past that. If we do get past that, in order so we don't just keep going and going and going, once we get to the 10-minute mark, we'll actually add 1 rep to each movement. So minute 10 would be 8, 8, 8. Minute 11 would be 9, 9, 9. Minute 12 would be 10, 10, 10, right? We add 1 extra rep per minute just so we don't keep going and going and going. So, but ideally shooting for somewhere in the at least 10 minutes range. Once you do, I want you to do a practice minute prior to the workout, and you should be easily be able to get through these things in, let's say, less than 45 seconds. If it's taking you 50 seconds or longer, we can always adjust these numbers. You know, it could be 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, 5, whatever. It should be relatively easy to get through this in less than a minute when you're fresh, right? Because, you know, obviously you're going to get fatigued as the workout goes, and again, I want you to get through at least 7, hopefully more like 10 or so rounds of this. We're looking at thrusters, all right? So this could be done with a variety of different implements, right? As written, it's done with 1 dumbbell, holding the 2 ends of the bell, just like a really short barbell, and doing your thrusters full squat, full press. This could also easily be done with a kettlebell or a slam ball or any other type of implement, weighted object, whatever. The second movement is snatches or ground to overheads. If you have a dumbbell, we're going to do 7 alternating dumbbell snatches, right? 1, 2, 3, doing 7. I realize that's an odd number. Just make sure to try and balance them out as you go through the rounds. This could also be ground to overhead with any implement you have. It could be a slam ball. It could be a medicine ball. Actually, you could even do kettlebell swings here if you want to. Another option, I mentioned slam balls. If you have a slam ball, 7 slam balls would also be a very good option to go there, because that's ground overhead as well, so 7 slam balls. Lots of different options there, but 7 basically from ground overhead with a weight. And then 7 burpees. Yeah, I know you love those. Finish up each round with 7 burpees, just regular old burpees, chest and thighs to the floor, the jump and clap overhead, all that good stuff, all right? Let me show you a couple movements. All right, dumbbell version. If you have a dumbbell, this is kind of how it's originally written. So dumbbell snatches, both heads of the bell touch the floor at the bottom, right between the shoes. Big jump, big shrug, drive it up all the way ahead. You can switch hands in the air, you can switch hands on the floor. 7 per rep, right? Alternating hands each and every time. Use those legs, use those hips. I want that big, strong extension of the hips. Get that dumbbell going up overhead. Thrusters, as I said before, just holding both ends of the bell like this. Full squat at the bottom, full press overhead at the top. If you do not have a dumbbell, ball works or some sort of odd object, right? We can go ground to overhead, straight up, press. This could even be thrusters with a wall ball or your odd object or whatever it is you have. Kind of various versions there. But 7 thrusters. 7 ground overhead, 7 burpees. And burpees, of course, let's make sure to get those hips extended all the way to the top, right? We go down to the bottom. Then we always want to make sure those hips fully extend at the top, right? We don't want to finish our burpee kind of bent over like this. That's not a proper burpee. Do it right, guys. You know the rules. Anyway, try to go as long as you can. We're shooting for a minimum of 7 minutes. If you cannot make it to the 7-minute mark, what I want you to do is actually switch over to just doing it as an AMRAP, right? If you find like minute 5, minute 6, you just can't keep up with the 7, 7, 7, whatever rep scheme number, just keep an eye on the clock and just keep going. Just work at a nice steady pace. Treat it as an AMRAP until the 10-minute mark, okay? So anyway, you're going to get a good workout in today. Get it done. Talk to you tomorrow.